Good morning, students. I'm back after a long time with an exciting topic from chapter number 6 of class 9 biology, sense organs. So let's get started. Students, we have 5 sense organs: eyes, nose, ears, tongue and skin. We enjoy the beauty of nature with our eyes, the fragrance of flower with our nose, the melodious music with our ears, the taste of food with our tongue. We feel the cool breeze on skin. Not only this, students, the sense organs help us in reaching out for our food, seeking shelter, locating mates, recognizing friends, avoiding dangers and so on. So these sense organs are not only simply parts of our body, they actually define us. So we must learn about their structure and their mechanism of action. So students, the basic plan of action of the sense organs, of any sense organ, is they actually receive stimulus from the environment and send that stimulus to the brain through sensory nerves. Stimulus is nothing but, for instance, if for eye, the light is the stimulus. For nose, smell is the stimulus. For ears, the sound is the stimulus. Tongue, taste. And skin, heat, pressure, etc., etc. So these sense organs, they collect the stimuli from the environment and send it to the brain through sensory nerves. Brain processes this information and sends appropriate signals to the appropriate organ through the motor nerves. So this is the basic mechanism of action for any sense organ. So to understand these two statements, let us look at this picture. When eye sees a mosquito reaching her leg or any part of the body, it sends that information to brain. Brain analyzes that information and recognizes that thing as a mosquito and then sends signals to hand to slap it so that the mosquito fly away. సో ఏంటి ఇక్కడ ఐ ఎప్పుడైనా మన కళ్ళు ఎప్పుడైనా మన మీద దోమ వాలడం చూస్తే ఆ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఫస్ట్ బ్రెయిన్కి పంపిస్తాయి. బ్రెయిన్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఆ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనలైజ్ చేసి అక్కడ వచ్చింది ఏంటో కనిపెడుతుంది, లైక్ అది దోమ. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేయాలంటే మనము దాన్ని చేత్తో హిట్ చేయాలి. సో చేతికి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ని పంపిస్తుంది, హిట్ చెయ్యి అనే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ని పంపిస్తుంది. So eye sends information to brain via sensory nerves. Brain sends information to the required organ via motor nerves. So two types of nerves are involved. Sensory organs send information through sensory nerves to brain. Brain sends information to the required organs via motor nerves. Did you understand? So for every sense organ, this is the basic plan. From this, it is clear that it is not the sense organs that are making us to respond to the stimuli, various stimuli. It is the brain that is helping us to respond to the stimuli. But without the help of sense organs, it is not at all possible for the brain, because brain cannot directly take the stimulus from the environment. Sense organs have to take the stimulus, send it to brain. Then only brain can decide what action to perform. So students, this is the basic understanding that you must have. Now let us see what special structures are there in these 5 sense organs to receive the stimulus from the environment. So here you can see that eye has photoreceptors and tongue has gustatory receptors. Gustatory means taste. And ears have auditory receptors. Nose has olfactory receptors and skin has touch receptors. What are these receptors? Receptors are just nothing but groups of cells that are able to receive the stimulus. Now let us see where these receptors are present in the sense organs. We start with the structure of eye to locate these photoreceptors. Eye contains 2 eyelids. So these are the eyelids which open and close over the eye. Eyelashes, they are present on the eyelids, on the margins of eyelids. They are hair-like structures, right? Then eyebrows are over here. Then lacrimal glands. Lacrimal glands are otherwise called as tear glands. They are present above the eye on the lateral side. We don't find it or we don't see it externally, but it is actually present inside in the eye orbit. Okay, then conjunctiva. Conjunctiva is the transparent layer that covers the front portion of the eye. Actually, this eyeball is spherical and we can see only 1/6 portion from the outside. The remaining portion is inside the eye orbit. You know we have 2 eye orbits in our skull. మన స్కల్లో 2 ఆర్బిట్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఐ ఆర్బిట్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఈ ఐ ఆర్బిట్ లో ఐ ఈజ్ ఎ స్పెరికల్ స్ట్రక్చర్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫిట్టెడ్ ఇన్ టు దట్ ఐ ఆర్బిట్ ఆర్ ఐ సాకెట్. 1/6 మాత్రమే మనం చూడగలం అండ్ దట్ 1/6 పోర్షన్ ఈస్ కవర్డ్ విత్ conjunctiva. Conjunctiva is a thin transparent layer. Okay. Now let us understand the structure of eyeball, because eyeball is the actual eye which receives the image information. Okay. So this is the eyeball. Eyeball which is longitudinally sectioned. So this is a longitudinal 2D structure of eyeball. So ఇది లాంగిట్యూడినల్ సెక్షన్ 2D స్ట్రక్చర్ అనమాట. ఐని నిలువుగా కట్ చేస్తే ఇలా ఉంటుంది. సో ఇన్ ద లాంగిట్యూడినల్ సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఐబాల్ వీ కెన్ సీ ద వాల్ ఆఫ్ ద ఐబాల్ అండ్ ద 2 chambers. సో ఐబాల్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ 2 chambers inside which is covered by a wall, and this wall is made up of 3 layers. Let us understand the wall layers first. So wall has 3 main layers, or we can simply say eyeball has 3 main wall layers. They are sclera, choroid and retina. So what is sclera? Sclera is the outermost thick, tough, fibrous, non-elastic white layer. So this blue color layer that is shown here, which is actually white, this is the outermost one, thick, tough and made up of fibrous proteins, and it is non-elastic in nature. This is protective layer. This is the protective layer of the sensitive eye. Understood? So sclera is the white color layer, outermost thick, fibrous, non-elastic layer. This sclera in the anterior side, ante mundra pakkana, in the anterior side it bulges and forms a structure called cornea. So sclera, which is the outermost layer, forms a bulge in the anterior side, and this is transparent. Okay. Sclera, the whole sclera is opaque, but the anterior portion which is bulged out is transparent, and this is called as a cornea. The end of the sclera, when you go back of the eye, the end of the sclera is connected to the optic nerve. This yellow color projection that is shown here is the optic nerve, and our sclera is actually connected to optic nerve posteriorly. Did you understand? So sclera is the protective layer. Sclera is opaque posteriorly but is transparent and bulged out anteriorly, and that bulged portion is called as cornea. This is about sclera. Students, I hope you understood. Now let us move to the next layer. So next layer is choroid. Choroid is the black color layer, but it is shown red here. It contains a lot of blood vessels. So choroid is made up of blood vessels. So what is the function of blood vessels? Blood vessels will bring blood to the eye. Blood brings the food materials, oxygen, etc., etc. So blood to the eye is brought by the blood vessels in the choroid layer. So we can say choroid layer is the nutritive layer or nutritional layer. Sclera is protective layer, choroid is nutritive layer. It encloses the whole eye. See here, it encloses the whole eye except the anterior portion, and this portion is called as pupil. Understood? So the gap that is left in the front of the eye is called as pupil. This choroid layer is very thin posteriorly, but it is expanded anteriorly. If you see here, idanta ikkadanta thin ga undi, anterior side matram koncham expand ayi undali, right? So this, from the expanded portion we see 2 projections. So ఇది expanded portion అనుకుంటే these are the projections. This projection is called as iris. So what is this projection called? Iris. Iris is looking like rods here, but actually iris is a disc-like structure that we see in our eye. I will show you. You all know how an iris look. So this is the iris. This disc is the iris. Okay, and this black spot here we are seeing, no, that is pupil. Pupil is the space left by the choroid layer. See here. So this iris is a disc. Iris is a disc, and at the center of the disc there is a space, and that space is called as pupil. Now this iris is actually made up of radial and circular muscles. So what is it made up of? Radial and circular muscles. Depending on the availability of light, the radial and circular muscles of iris, they contract and relax. As they contract and relax, the pupil size differs. When they contract, the pupil size decreases. When they relax, the pupil size increases. So when they contract and when they relax, when light intensity is more, when more light is available, then they contract, allowing the required amount of light. When there is less amount of light, these muscles, they relax, they open up widely to absorb more and more light from outside. Understood, students? So this is how the pupil size varies depending on the availability of light. So that is what given here. Then after this iris, behind this iris we find an elliptical structure here, right? A lens like structure. This is a biconvex lens. This is our eye lens, which takes up light and forms image in the eye. Okay, so this is the lens, and this lens is actually attached to the choroid layer by specialized structures called ciliary muscles and suspensory ligaments. So our eye has a biconvex lens which is present behind the pupil and is attached to the ciliary muscles and suspensory ligaments. Understood? So now this lens divides the eyeball. If you see here, this lens is dividing the eyeball into two chambers. One big chamber inside called as vitreous chamber, and a small chamber outside, that is aqueous chamber. This aqueous chamber is filled with water-like fluid, and vitreous chamber is filled with jelly-like fluid. So this is more viscous fluid, this is less viscous fluid. Hope you understood. So ఇది choroid layer, nutritive layer, మొత్తం బ్లడ్ వెసల్స్ తో తయారై ఉంటుంది. చాలా థిన్ గా ఉంటుంది వెనక సైడ్, ఇక్కడేమో థిక్ గా ఉంటుంది, ఫ్రంట్ సైడ్ థిక్ గా ఉంటుంది. థిక్ సైడ్ పోర్షన్ నుంచి ప్రొజెక్షన్ లాగా కొన్ని మజిల్స్ ఇలా వచ్చి ఉంటాయి. ఆ మజిల్స్ నే ఐరిస్ అంటాం. ఐరిస్ యాక్చువల్ గా ఒక డిస్క్ లాంటి స్ట్రక్చర్. మన వైట్ ఐబాల్ లో బ్లాక్ డిస్క్ ఉంటుంది కదా, అదే ఐరిస్. ఆ ఐరిస్ సర్క్యులర్ అండ్ రేడియల్ మజిల్స్ తో తయారై ఉంటుంది. ఆ కంట్రాక్ట్ అండ్ రిలాక్స్ అవడం వల్ల ఆ మధ్యలో ఉన్న గ్యాప్ అనేది ఇంక్రీజ్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. సో ఎక్కువ లైట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు తక్కువ గ్యాప్ లో నుంచి కూడా వచ్చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి అవి కంట్రాక్ట్ అవుతాయి, ఐరిస్ మజిల్స్ కంట్రాక్ట్ అవుతాయి, ప్యూపిల్ సైజ్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, లైట్ ఎంటర్ అవుతుంది. అదే లైట్ అవైలబిలిటీ చాలా తక్కువగా ఉన్నప్పుడు ఐరిస్ మజిల్స్ రిలాక్స్ అవుతాయి, అప్పుడు ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది, అంటే లైక్ ప్యూపిల్ అనేది బ్రాడన్ అవుతుంది అండ్ మోర్ లైట్ వెళ్ళడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఉన్న కొద్ది లైట్ కూడా లోపలికి వెళ్ళడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. సో దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ వర్కింగ్ అనమాట. నెక్స్ట్ లెట్ us see about the last layer. This is the actual photoreceptive layer of eye. It is called retina. You can see over here this yellow layer is called retina, and this retina is made up of specialized cells called rods and cones. Rods and cones are otherwise called as photoreceptors because these are the receptors of light. They take the light, convert it into image and send that image information to the brain. Okay, so retina is the light sensitive layer among the three layers of the eye, and it is made up of specialized cells called rods and cone cells. They are otherwise called as photoreceptors. Okay, On this retinal layer, we find a spot called blind spot. Blind spot is over here. I have not mentioned, I have not made the point here, but this is the blind spot where we don't find any image. We don't find the rods and cones here, so no image is formed in this region, no vision area. We can call it as no vision area. And we also find a best vision area called fovea. So this is the region where we find best vision. When the light falls to this region, we get the best vision of the image. Okay, so in the whole retina, if the light exactly falls on fovea region, then we get the best vision of that image. Fovea మీద పడినప్పుడు మాత్రం మనకి చాలా బెస్ట్ విజన్, క్లియర్ కట్ డిమార్క్డ్ ఇమేజ్ అనేది మనకి కనిపిస్తుంది. అదే లైట్ బ్లైండ్ స్పాట్ మీద పడినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ రాడ్స్ అండ్ కోన్స్ ఉండవు, కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ పడితే ఏ ఇమేజ్ కనిపించదు. ఓకేనా? రాడ్స్ అండ్ కోన్స్, దర్ యాక్చువల్లీ we don't find them here. ఇక్కడ మనకు కనిపించట్లేదు, but I will show you in the next slide how the rods and cones look. But know that rods and cones are present here, and these rods and cones, they are connected to nerve cells. So and all the nerve cells of rods and cones, they join and form a bundle called optic nerve. So the nerve fibers of all the nerve cells that are connected to rods and cones, they make up a bundle called optic nerve. Okay, and this optic nerve goes to brain, carries this image information to the brain. Okay, optic nerve, actually there is one concept here. Optic nerve does not carry image. Optic nerve image ni తీసుకెళ్ళదు. Image information in the form of electrical signals it carries to brain, because brain cannot understand the light language or image language. Brain కి అర్థం అవ్వదు. So these rods and cones, they actually act as transducers. What are transducers? Transducers convert one form of energy into another form, right? So rods and cones, they convert this image information or light information into neural signals or electrical signals. Neural signals are otherwise called as electrical signals. Neural signals anna, neural impulses anna, electrical impulses anna okate. Okay, so light information or lekapothe light impulses or image information ni, they convert it into nerve impulses and send that to brain. Brain will analyze that information and causes the perception of the image. So retina does not know what image it is. Only when the signal reaches the brain will tell us what image it is. Did you understand? So until and unless the signal reaches the brain, we don't perceive what image it is. Maybe image is formed on the retina, but we don't perceive it. Only when the signal reaches brain will tell us what image it is. So it is very clear that sense organs role is to convey the information to brain, but not to confirm what it is. Okay, so they are like a transducers. Transducers are converting one form of energy into another form. So sense organs just act as transducers. They convert one form of energy into the electrical energy, the brain's language. Then the brain will analyze that information and tell us what stimulus it is. Okay, I hope you all understood what I mean to say about the sense organs. So in the next class we continue with working of eye. Thank you.